Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Joe Decay, and today we're going to react to the video of Kratos versus ASURA, the new death battle. This came out today, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited to be reacting to this, even watching this, because I have loved Death Battle for so long. So much time I have loved Death Battle. I used to watch it in high school on free periods and such, and I've just about seen like every episode. So I just feel blessed today that I'm able to watch this. This has been one of the many fights I wanted to see for a long while. This, aside from videos that I want to see Death Battle do, some other matchups I like them to do, like Mac vs. Evo, or even the one I've been vying for the most, which is, I have to say, that'd have to be Palpatine versus Xehanort, Star Wars versus Kingdom Hearts. That'd be a fight I'd love to see him do in the future. And I also would like to say that I am a new YouTuber here. So for anybody who sees this video, I'd love it if you like the video, subscribe, and maybe share it with your friends if you think it'd be if you think they'd be entertained. So let us commence this oh so wondrous matchup.
KRATOS versus ASURA.
The Ghost of Sparta versus the Wrathful Destructor. Cause sometimes you just want to punch a god in the face.
Yeah, that's those titles I got, those character styles, man, those pretty wicked. Yeah. Ghost of Sparta and the Wrathful Destructor, did they say, for Asura? I don't know. That's just cool. That was kind of a cool thing they did there with those names.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. In the beginning, the Primordials waged war across existence, a series of cosmic clashes that birthed the universe.
Boom! Now that's what I call a big bang.
Okay, so I'm gonna just be straight up here. I don't know a lot about either of these IPs that much, but I gotta say, a lot. Am I right? Leave down in the comments what you'd like, what future battles you'd actually like to see. That'd be cool to talk about that.
From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus's strikes, the stars were spawned, and so forth. Thus, the world itself was born from violence.
Starting the whole messy cycle, Uranus was overthrown by his Titan son, Kronos, who was overthrown by his Olympian son, Zeus, who battled his own son, KRATOS.
As a classic bastard child of Zeus, KRATOS was left among Spartan mortals, far exceeding all among him. He became a fierce warrior, winning many a battle, until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass, and my life is yours. A deal was made, and KRATOS was joined at the bone with the Blades of Chaos, a set of chain swords and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares had a scheme. While doing work for his god, KRATOS accidentally murdered his own family, permanently marked by the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was, forevermore, the Ghost of Sparta.
So he was kinda understandably
One hell of a way to get your title there, isn't it? Telling you what, I can imagine how I'd feel if I accidentally did something like that. I'll just say that now.
really pissed off. Time for a new god of war. The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new god of war took out his rage on all of them. And got some new gear out of it too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, KRATOS dominated both sea and sky. He also has a tendency to carry powerful severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the claws of Hades could steal souls, even the soul of Hades himself. Should have thought that one through, man.
Neither Perseus or
Yeah, sounds like those claws of Hades are probably gonna come in.
Hercules were a match for Kratos, nor was Helios, the sun god capable of moving stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
He fought Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So Kratos forced him to hold up the cosmos on his own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence?
Causing shockwaves that moved over a quadrillion times faster than light, a frankly incomprehensible feat.
Then there's Daddy Zeus,
who proved a serious challenge, until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
It can make tornadoes, lightning, force fields. Oh, and it can stab the hell out of you. It siphons godly energy and can pull enough to even kill Zeus. Like father, like son.
Even while Kratos ultimately released hope across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like a badass, he was unstoppable, non-stop killing and sex and even more killing. And yet, he couldn't be any more depressed.
His wife and daughter were still gone. What was he to do?
He didn't know. He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife. Good start, buddy.
Kratos had a new lease on life, but he could not escape his past mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the toughest task he ever undertook, especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not again! But hey, it wasn't Kratos' fault this time, and Faye left the tools he'd need to keep the boy safe, including the Leviathan Axe.
Far from the whirling rage of the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan Axe was deliberate and mighty, said to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor wishes Mjolnir was as cool as this axe. It's imbued with ice magic and a poison even the gods fear. It can be summoned to Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a sword of vengeance, but with his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly Aesir.
Too bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods. But now he knew how to control his anger.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos' Spartan rage summons an inner strength with magical properties.
He can even get so pissed off that he straight up heals himself. That seems like the opposite of what should happen.
Not all anger is problematic, and Kratos wields plenty of new weapons and relics to channel his rage through.
Like the Dropnir Ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spears. They can absorb all types of energy and blast it back. He even has relics and magic that can warp space and slow down time.
Naturally, he contested with the strongest of the Norse gods, including the god of thunder Thor, who was powerful enough to fight the fire giant Surtur and the world serpent Jormungandr at the same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual Ragnarok. You can't defeat me, Thor. I know, but he can.
Well, not exactly. Freyr, the rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very roots.
That's the World Tree, which is like a literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya, the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand transcending time, transcending space. Everything comes back to the tree.
So it's kinda like Kratos lives in a really, really, really big treehouse.
In his quest to free the Norse world, Kratos reclaimed old weapons by reckoning with his past sins, even taking up the Blade of Olympus once again.
Even better, he actually got to be a decent dad. And now the boy is a man and also a bear.
Kratos made a lifetime of mistakes, but this future would be different. He'd be more than he was in the past, not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender, a god of hope.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood.
That's one way to go from literal hell to like your salvation. That's got to be like one of the craziest things I've actually heard of in like all these episodes of Death Battle. It's just that's just incredible. Talk about a redemption story, am I right? Okay, back to the video.
Gold.
With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
The privileges of the very privileged are boosted.
That's any boost investing 1 year, 8 times 20 gold. God, fancy. Long ago, a demigod fell from the heavens, only to rise from the depths of Naraka after 12,000 years.
After 12,000 years, he's free to punch everything dumb enough to get in his way. He was the demigod of wrath, ASURA.
Alongside 7 other demigod generals, ASURA served as defender of humanity against the impure Goma, dark spirit monsters infesting the world.
And the demigods battled the Goma by wielding a mystic energy formed from human prayer, mantra.
By advancing technology with mantra, the Guardian Generals became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asura's is.
By tapping into his wrath, Asura can take many forms for battle, like the 6-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough to subdue the embodiment of the planet's will and the source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra down for good. At least not.
It's crazy. Man took down the whole op system with his strength there. Or so Vitra right there. That's what Yasha is saying to him. Still, it is kind of a power feat there.
Not yet. Of course, since he's literally powered by wrath, no enemy of Asura's would be stupid enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right? Right?
Funny you should say that.
God damn it.
First off, Asura is not some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself. He's a warrior, but also a husband with a daughter, Mithra.
And Mithra has the unique power to supercharge mantra energy,
which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If he could weaponize Mithra, literally wiring her up to a super weapon, the Guardian Generals could maybe finally end Goma Vlitra for good.
Well, obviously Asura wasn't gonna go along with that. So Deus framed Asura for killing the Emperor, murdered his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him. What a dick.
But true to his...
Oh yeah, he's gonna be pissed. Or I'd be pissed if that happened to me, man. I get betrayed by all my old friends. They kill my daughter, try to kill my ass. Oh nah, they are about to die. They are dead. You are a dead man for doing that. Y'all dead, okay.
His nature, Asura was literally too angry to die. So long as a single part of his body remains and can possess mantra, he can climb back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider, he did just that, with an all-new purpose in mind.
Make the gods pay! Oh yeah, they're calling themselves gods now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try to power up. So Asura got really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's power exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole moons, and destroy a fellow deity, Wyzen,
who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger. Look at this!
Asura is so powerful, his soul cannot be manipulated by the Goma or the deities. He can propel himself with mantra to fly, harden his fists to break steel, fire explosive energy blasts,
and headbutt you so hard you wish you could die even faster. The dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst of energy that can one-shot even the toughest of foes. And when he goes unlimited mode, he can rapid-fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's vengeance quest wasn't all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah, Asura's the kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he knows how to do is punch anything that upsets his kid. like that one dad that knocks out a ref at a Little League game.
And then the gods killed that girl too, along with her whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing thousands of people to power up? Well, Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they've been building up energy for thousands of years. Seriously, guys, you're pissing off the guy who literally gets more powerful the angrier he gets.
I heard something there, man. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. Y'all spend all that time and this man just comes in there. It's like, sounds like you do all the hard work and this man could just like learn that stuff. That if I just like took like 12 years to like train myself to become the strongest thing, and I saw this other kid who took like 3 months to become as strong as me. Yeah, that's probably what that'd be like. Yeah, I'd be mad.
What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet even in berserker mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura adds even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man can launch so much angry mantra, he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in seconds.
Asura's anger raised to levels so high even he couldn't.
So it's got like, okay, it's got these forms here. Vajra Asura, metallized arms, 6 armed, or 6 metallized arms. Okay. Berserker Asura, 4 mantra arms, mantra bolts and beams. KRATOS Asura, mantra Asura, supercharged metallized arms, and Asura the Destructor, planet-sized interstellar flight. Wait, hold up. Planet-sized? Oh man, this is gonna be a challenge for Kratos. I could just tell. You can just tell. That's crazy.
Contain it, scorching him into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura while he's in it, this form is still perfect for absolutely shit-stomping a snobby demigod's face in. It's okay though, his brother-in-law punched the edge out of him.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura for a coup against Deus.
Awesome, they're bros again! Just in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms. His mantra form, finally, a power capable of killing Vlitra in a big planet-busting blast.
Deus was defeated and Gaia was saved. Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Title drop!
It turns out that spider that guided him was actually Chakravartin, the creator of mantra and the entire universe.
And everyone suffered.
Oh, top 10 anime betrayals. That's a betrayal there, man. I got stabbed in the back by the person who was trying to, person who basically made the limbo he was in, man. That's crazy. That's insane.
Was part of his plan to make Asura his heir. Chakra kidnapped Mithra, because of course he did, and tested Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it! That thing can literally hold a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the mantra reactor. Capable of holding 7 trillion souls, Asura instead used it as a vessel for a far greater power.
His own unfiltered rage. At last, Asura could show the world his real colors.
Everyone from the humans to the 7 deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon, a sword for tyranny, when that was never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield larger than a planet! Unbound by his past limits, Asura's ultimate destructor form effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and obliterated whole stars!
Chakravartin was, understandably, impressed, and offered Asura a chance to take his place.
Impressed? Yeah, that's an understatement. This man had to be in shock. This person was even up with the whole creator of his world, and yet he was out here going toe to toe. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. This man probably got the fight in his hand right now. We probably just say that now.
Asura smiled at the offer and extended his arm.
Right into Chakra's face, as if he was gonna let some god trample over more worlds. Instead, he literally beat the QTEs out of God, obliterating him and his plans in a cosmic explosion.
But with Chakravartin dead, so was the concept of mantra itself. Those who depended on it could not survive, including ASURA.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides, he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu, right in the balls.
It's interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything. All because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay. Now that's a god I can get behind.
I'm just saying this about my daughter and she ends up crying. I'm doing that. I'm taking that. I am taking that whole flow there. I'm gonna kick that dude's ass. You make any of my kids cry when I have them, you are dead. You are gonna get an ass whooping like no other. I'm just saying that right now. I'm gonna take your ass if you all hurt my kid. I tell you that now. You are a Okay, let's get back to this now.
This battle is sponsored by Prize Billions of Fun.
Times ball game with the win. $80
Code
game. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a dad battle!
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia. But not for long. You do not want this fight. Run!
That boy hit like a dump truck, knocked his ass back. Said, "Oh, now you gonna summon your weapon? Now you gotta take this fade." God of War 2016 reference there. Kratos vs. Baldur. Okay, I know a little bit about it. Unlike what I said earlier, where I just said I didn't know a lot about it. I know a little bit about the IPs. Just saying that. Instant transmission. He's got teleportation.
You
Insert DBZ crash sound effect right there. That'd be just accurate and
let your wrath consume you. I have been down that road before. Shut up! Very well.
Man, this man Kratos keeping up with Asura. That's crazy, man. Just with the way how powerful they depicted Asura, man, this man Kratos keeping up. It's insane. I 'Cause Never make my daughter cry. He is dead. Kratos about to fall, man. He is crying. She is crying now. Don't make my cry. This man also about to lose. This man to another dimension. That's crazy.
This is not my end! Not earned me yet, Titan! But you deserve a worthy end! You are a monster no longer. I never was.
Yeah, I really want Kratos to win this fight because he lost against Spawn like a bitch the last time he was on Death Battle, man. That's crazy. And
Well, I guess Asura's wrath really is gone. But are we sure this is how it'd go? Even though Asura can blow up stars?
I'm not gonna lie to you. This fight was cinema. This was pure cinema. I mean, Bowser versus Eggman, that was my favorite fight so far. But this was great. This is a great fight. I love this fight.
Asura had some amazing displays of apocalyptic destruction, but the full scope of their speed, experience, versatility, and power sheds a surprising light.
At first glance, speed seems like a shoo-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't. Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud everything. His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments could be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. By the way, we're just gonna watch through the entire the entire analysis here, and we're also going to see what's the next fight going to be. Yeah, let's continue.
You don't know how to use it. Let's cover experience. Asura lived across centuries, obviously a lot longer than Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura easily takes experience. But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time, healing injuries, and most importantly, multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies, like mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Dropnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed: versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could. Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds.
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic golden god.
By measuring the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times.
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence, we can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in-game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And
That's insane. I never would have thought of something like that. That's crazy.
this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakravartin, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical comparison of Chakravartin, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey, Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath too, we'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Asura's The Sun Rises. The god of wrath was KRATOS.
The winner is Kratos.
But what if... concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on Death Battle.
Subscribe and join as a member to
Oh, Strider versus Spawn. That's crazy. I just literally mentioned how Kratos lost to Spawn, not to get him to fight that this man Spawn does.
see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so I guess that concludes this video. I thank you for watching. And if you'd like to see more of my content, like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.